Welcome back everybody to another video. Oh my gosh, you know what I just found out? Something that really irritates me, something that I feel kind of betrayed from this game, the game itself, the entity that is the game of Rockstar, Red Dead Online. Earlier, about, I don't know, 10 days ago? I have no idea. I made a video saying cheaters, hackers, griefers, we know who you are, blah, blah, blah. And then I proceeded to make a video about how I believe people are cheating, the reason why they have so much gold and so much money. And when I say a lot of gold bars and money and cash, people with 6 digits of money, almost at $1 million, a few players have $1 million, but most people have like 500, 600,000, 700,000, 450,000, some ridiculously high amount. And then the gold bars is in the thousands to where it's almost 3,000, 2,500. Big stupid gold bars numbers that says to myself, okay, I know they're not buying it online. I know they're not buying their gold bars online because the community does not support that yet. There's not enough content in Red Dead Online. That is good content, by the way. Not necessarily content, but good, playable, fun content to make it worthy or prudent or warrant buying actual gold bars online. That's just what the community thinks and what I think also. A lot of us in the Red Dead Online community can say, yes, that is why we don't buy gold bars. It's just, anyway. So, my theory was that people are using treasure maps to cheat because some people do. Well, all of that's wrong, and I wanted to make this video as an extension of that video. And I'm gonna have to first apologize because I was arrogant and ignorant and didn't realize something. Harriet, we all know who Harriet is, right? Now I'm jumping around as I talk because I just found this out about literally 10 minutes ago from wondering where all the legendary animals are. Okay, follow me here, and I apologize if I'm skipping around to different subjects, but this is all going to tie into the same narrative from my point of view, from my opinion of what is going on in the game as to why so many people have so much money and gold now where it's just a ridiculous amount. It's because of Harriet and legendary animals. So with the legendary animals, then I noticed. I'm like, where are they? I remember them back in the day when I was playing Red Dead Online. I could find them. They showed up randomly. Now follow me here. I've been back for like 6 weeks now. I've returned since, not 6 weeks, I'd say about a month to 5 weeks. It seems longer. It seems a lot longer. It's probably only been about a month. And I'm thinking, wow, I've been back for a month after taking a 2.5 year break and I don't see any legendary animals. What's going on? Something broke, I'm thinking. Well, yes, something did broke, and it is in the form of this person named Harriet, who ruined the game and also made a lot of people rich. There's two options with Harriet. You either get the sample and leave the legendary animal alone, I guess. I don't know. I have not been a naturalist yet. But from what I gather, from what I've researched, when I first researched YouTube, I was thinking how to find legendary animals in Red Dead Online. And everybody goes to Harriet. They don't want to go to the old way, the old-fashioned way where you just go out and look for them. Now, I haven't even seen any, and I've just been free roaming a lot. I free roam a lot, and I have not seen any. But yet I keep seeing people with YouTube videos with all these legendary carcasses and pelts in their inventory. Because when you're watching somebody on a live stream on YouTube who's playing Red Dead Online, every once in a while you get a peek at their inventory. And a couple of times I've noticed they have all these gold pelts, stacks of them, stacks and stacks of them. And I'm thinking, where did they get them? Are they cheating? They have to be, I'm thinking, because I'm an experienced player of video games where I know when someone's cheating or something just isn't right. Well, they in fact were not cheating, but the game with Harriet somehow makes it look like a cheat. Oh my God, Harriet ruined the game. This NPC ruined the game by making people extremely rich, because you see what they do is she gives people the option not for, now I did my research. some of the legendaries, not all of them, but I think like 14 out of however many there are, I think 48? I don't know, I'm just pulling that number out of a hat. I think, or is it less than that? Or is Harriet able to do more? But she gives access to basically hands them to you. And I mean that in almost a literal sense. All you got to do is shoot it like 10 times, because some of them have a lot of hit points, and no matter how many times you shoot a legendary, the pelt's always perfect, apparently. Kind of genius thought that was a good idea. But anyway, that's how people get rich. And then Harriet, I guess, would rather you take samples of that legendary and let it live. I guess you can shoot tranquilizers at it? I don't know. You know, I don't know. I haven't invested in this yet. I'm only right now a collector and a trader, and I've only been back for 6 weeks, and I think I'm level 7 trader and level 6 collector. So I'm doing pretty decent now. I need to buy a shovel. Now this Harriet, Naturalist, of all the roles, ruins the game. Because now players, instead of doing what they're supposed to do with Harriet, and that's just not go the other way and turn it in to make clothing, or sell it at a ridiculously high amount, or give it to your trader role, where you've got so many materials you don't know what to do with, where all you're basically doing is deliveries after delivery after delivery for however long you have to wait. There might be a time limit, and just get super rich that way. Oh my God. Harriet ruined the game. So, let's just get out of this screen for a second here. But a lot of people are just going to go to the butcher and sell them there for, and like I say, the legendary, I guess you can skin it. You skin it, and the actual, just the pelt that you skin, which is the legendary pelt, which is always perfect for some reason, no matter how many times you shoot it. Ugh, that makes no sense to me. And the reason I know this is because of YouTube. I'm doing my research before I made this video, and I wanted to apologize to the people I thought were cheating, but they're actually not cheating. They're just doing what the game allows, is where you can betray Harriet, I guess. I don't know. I've never been a naturalist yet. Or you choose the option more profitable and just end the mission to where Harriet actually gave you a job to do, and then you basically betray her, and her mission ends. In other words, she just is like, fine, if you don't want to help me, then you're not. She doesn't want to even help you. She ends the mission, but yet you can still take it and sell it to a butcher for like godly, ridiculous amount of prices. No wonder people have so much gold and cash now. Oh my God. The problem with the economy now is that it's been... people have so much cash and gold they don't know what to do with it anymore. They bought everything. They bought every piece of clothing, every color of every piece of clothing. They probably got all gold everything, from the saddle to their guns to whatever they can make gold, and there's not enough cash and gold sinks in this game. That's why it's boring. That's why there needs to be the next DLC. First of all, has to be the one where the fence, the NPC non-player character that told us in Red Dead Online when we were all level 1, you can all remember, that said if you bring him more horses, he will pay you for them in 1,000 words or less. You know, I don't remember, because in order to go back and see that, you need to start a brand new character over at level 1. And who wants to do that? Nobody does. Especially when you're a character like me. Level 62, how many hours of gameplay did that take? I don't know. I'm not a grinder. I'm not a zerger. I'm not here to do things as fast as possible. I'm here to relax. But I'm level 62 out of probably a total of playing this game about 8 months. If you include the 6 months that I said before I took the 2.5-year break, I played, I think, about 6 months, maybe less than that. Maybe it was around 4. Now, come to think of it, when the game first released, and I played the story, and then I played RDO, Red Dead Online, and then I told you the story of why I left, what I did to the discs that I have the actual physical game, and I took it to the garage and blew it up with a hammer in my garage so that I wouldn't be tempted to play it again, and then initialized my PS4 so that it was completely erased because this game was toxic back then. Anyway, I digitally downloaded the $20 version, just the online version, and I'll prove it. Just the online version for 20 bucks. Now here I am. And hashtag SaveDeadRedOnline is the reason why I'm here. It just all fell into place. And then I thought to myself, what's up with all this golden cash that I see people with? You know, I'm watching their YouTube channel, their live streams. I am moderators of some YouTube channel live streams. It's a very high honor. But with that being said, so I've been doing my research. I've seen players with all this ridiculously high amount of money in gold, and there's so much to buy. That's when I put two and two together. I thought to myself, there is so much to purchase in this game. How can they have that much money? There's no way. This game has, like I said before, there's not enough gold and money sinks. Well, yeah, that is because of the game itself. This game has not created enough cash sinks and gold bar sinks out of its own fault because of Harriet, which how I explained. I didn't know that until about 10 minutes before I started recording this video, and then plus how long this video is. I am outraged. I am angry. Not because I'm apologizing for being wrong, but because Rockstar created a system to where people became stupidly rich. The collector roll pays a lot, but that takes a while to find all that stuff, and it's hard work. You got to travel all around the map. Harriet gives you a mission to find a legendary, basically leads you right to it and holds your hand. That's the part that makes me really upset, is that Harriet basically gives a person a solo mission, probably in a completely private instance, a private lobby, basically, so to speak, by themselves. I don't know, I haven't confirmed it because I have not been a naturalist, but that's what I gathered from watching and doing my research. There's like 14, I believe, of them, not all of the legendaries, but at least a good chunk of them, where she basically just let the mission, not her herself, but the mission leads you right to it. You shoot it 55 times. I know it's not that many, but you might as well. And you skin it, the pelt remains perfect.
Anything else, just say the word.
I was going to go through the different items there to show you the costs. So I'll do that again while I was talking, and then I forgot. And then players are supposed to go back to Harriet with this sample, I guess a DNA sample, I don't know, blood sample, but who knows, maybe Harriet's from the future. But like I say, I have not been a naturalist yet, and Harriet has this secret lab where she gets the DNA and reproduces the animals. I don't know. Reproduces the animals like out of Jurassic Park, you know, grows them in a lab. Who knows? I'm only kidding. But here we have the theme. Look at all this. You need to be a level 5 bounty hunter. Now that's cool. I'm looking forward to the bounty hunter role, the trader role, the collector role. These three roles are not overpowered. But look at all these different choices I have here. Look at all that money. It's expensive. Look at this. Look at all that money. I'm level 60. What did I say? This costs 112 gold. Wow. Now there might be a reason to go to the online store and buy gold. Okay? So I'm always willing to admit when I'm wrong or if I made a mistake. And that video where I said people are cheating, at least in the video, I said I don't believe everybody's cheating. I did say that. I said I know that there are players out there who cheat with treasure maps. I've seen them do it on YouTube, on their PC. They did it on PC. Now, I play console, and there's got to be ways to cheat on console, but I don't want to know. This video is not about that. I don't know how to do it, and I don't encourage anybody to learn how to do it. Don't. It's not fun. Why? Why would you do that? It totally takes away the purpose of playing the game. It's 8-year-old mentality. Cheating is for 8-year-olds, and it's okay because they're only 8. They don't realize what they're doing. Then they grow up to be adults, and they stop doing it. They realize the error of their ways. But then there's adults who cheat. You know there is. The ones that didn't learn. The ones that just don't. Usually the cheaters are also the griefers because they have so much to do. And then I was going on in my video that they've bought everything. They got all the gold. But now the fact that the game allows people in a way to exploit the game and forego Harriet's mission and just go to the profitable way and sell the legendary, which the game basically led to you. And that's why when I've seen other YouTubers stream their live streams, why they've got so much in their satchel, in their inventory. I gotta get away from Crips. He's talking. I can't talk and listen to him and talk at the same time, so I need to get away from him. So, and I play this game, and I like this game, but that's what I have to look forward to now. So then I guess, in that video I said I would never become a naturalist. And that's before I knew of this kind of quote-unquote, not necessarily an exploit, but it might as well be, that this game allows people to do, so it's really not cheating, but it's really overpowered. There, that's a better word. To get money, to make gold and money. I mean, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Does anybody know what that means? Look, Crips is over there talking to himself. Hilarious. So, before I knew all that, I said I'd never be a naturalist. I'm gonna have to just live up to my word. And I need to find a video out there that shows me the old-fashioned way of looking for legendaries without using the exploit with the role that Harriet provides, which is the Naturalist, Harriet the NPC. And I believe that is with probably bait. Really good predator bait and herbivore bait, I believe, or non-predator bait. So anyway, I apologize to anybody I thought was cheating, but those that are cheating with treasure maps, you know who you are. You're also the griefers and the hackers. You're all the same person. People that have a ton of money that use Harriet are not necessarily cheaters and hackers. They're just doing what the game allows them to do. And of course they're going to say Harriet go away, and they're going to go the other way and get the profit. Of course they are. Because this game has expensive items. You know. We'll just go to weapons, for example. Let's just go to shotguns. See? Look at that. Items are not cheap in this game, which is good. For a video game, you know, in real life they were probably a lot cheaper back in these times for when this game takes place. But for a game, to have them cost that much makes the game more balanced. But Harriet unbalanced the game and broke it. Harriet, the NPC that provides the naturalist role for people that can exploit that and sell the legendary instead of the legendary animal's skin, pelt, whatever you want to call it, instead of doing the actual mission because the game allows it. But it has unbalanced the game because there's too much money now in the system. I don't know, give us auctions. Well, that doesn't make sense. An auction wouldn't work in this game. Auction house. Or maybe it would if we could do something with horses. What if you found that ultimate rare legendary horse that you could ride, that the game promised us that we could do? We could tame horses at level 1, that NPC that said come back with any more horses and he'll fence them for us, so to speak. Something like that. Provide us something to where we could get a horse like that, maybe put it on auction. Then you're going to have just one extremely rich person in the entire game. Now they need properties. You see? These are the steps needed for this game to thrive and continue. Right now, the economy is completely broken because of Harriet the NPC. Good job. Have a good day, everybody. Leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment, and thank you for the likes. I really do. I appreciate that.